So about a year ago, I was in a space where I really wanted to do. I've been looking to direct a movie for a while, and I really wanted to do something that was about something, that wasn't just funny, but also had a chance to say something. And then by coincidence, got this script from Ian and Jay Get Hard, and it reminded me. It had a germ in it of the kind of movie like Trading Places, where it had a chance to be super funny, but also take a real swing at some social commentary, and that got me really excited. Um, and then when I heard it was Will and Kevin, and read it and could just see it already, just wanted to dive right in. Well, there's a tricky thing. I mean, the character of James could be a super unlikable guy if if he wasn't played by Will. Will's, so naturally likable, and it was a very, kind of small needle that we had to thread with making James the kind of guy where you understood that he wasn't a bad guy. He was just a little bit of a victim of circumstance. The way he grew up, the world that he lived in, made him have these beliefs, and you know, what's great about Will and Kevin together on screen, and they just like explode off the screen together, is that they're two guys with very different comedic energies, and when they bounce off each other, it's just really exciting to see. Will and Kevin are both incredible comedians, but in really different ways with really different energy, which is really cool to see on screen together. And the crazy metaphor I don't know why I keep saying this, but always feel like Will is a comedy Zen master where everything just kind of flows through him, and Kevin is kind of a comedy alchemist, perpetual motion machine where he just creates stuff out of nowhere. And to see those two very different styles happen on the screen at the same time is really exciting, and always fun to watch. And then of course there's a difference in their physicality, Will being 6'4", Kevin being Kevin. um, was an interesting challenge from the beginning from a cinematography point of view, but always creates a great, like, different kind of sort of classic comedy energy where these two guys just couldn't be more different, even in just how they look. The joke of it kind of is that it's all BS because Darnell is like he's a guy with a young daughter who has a business that he's trying to get going. He knows nothing about prison, but he's watched Oz and Lock Up Raw like the rest of us, and so with that kind of half-assed knowledge of what prison is, he turns James's house into a prison to simulate what San Quentin is going to be like. He's got him working out on the prison yard and learning how to use a prison phone, how to eat prison food, how to deal with other prisoners, what it's like to be in a cell, what it's like to go to the bathroom in a bucket. And James's mansion gets turned into San Quentin until finally, even Darnell feels guilty about what he's doing, and it's like, this isn't going to work. We've got to get you some real help. In the beginning of the movie, James is a guy who thinks he has friends, thinks he has a fiance, thinks he has a father figure, but everyone just tolerates him because of what they can get from him. It's a very, it's very superficial, the world that he lives in, and he finds that in the end, he and Darnell have a lot more in common than the worlds that they're from. Just like Darnell doesn't really have anything in common with his cousin Russell, and ultimately has a lot more in common with James. That's sort of what we're talking about, is that people might not belong in the worlds that have been handed to them, that there's maybe something more real out there for them.